Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. My first guest, two friends of mine, real funny guys. One guy, Joe, I've known for 20 years, literally, and Paul's been doing the show a lot. Paul Virzi and Joe Matarese. What's up, guy?
Hey,
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good, good.
It's exciting.
Yeah, is it exciting?
This is Virzi and I's first thing together.
Well, maybe, you'll discover that there's some sort of spark.
Well, no, there is. We actually do a podcast, so...
Together?
Yeah, together.
Oh.
Here and
Your
there, here and there together.
Not always, but sometimes when we can, when the schedules work out, we do it together, and people said they like it. So.
Right. Well, I'm sure it's funny. It is crazy because, everybody has a podcast now. It's nuts.
I know.
It's nuts, It's like... if someone calls you up and says they have a podcast now, it's like saying, like Art, I don't know if you heard, but I have a nose. Yeah, I got a nose, and I want to know if you would come look at it or something and talk about it. It is such a hard thing to stand out, and like I've been plugging this book,
Right.
And they want you to do everything, a book company, just anything. They don't care what it is, but you don't have time to do a lot. So I went to L.A. and they, a lot of times they care more about the podcast and some of the network shows. Because I did Marin's podcast,
Right.
And I did Corolla's, and Tom Green has one now.
Well, they're hardcore listeners. They'll go buy your stuff.
They are, right? Which is what I found out with the Stern. When the Stern Show went to Sirius, everybody was saying like, "Oh, you're not going to get as many people for your stand-up." The stand-up ticket sales actually went up because it was only people who will buy those tickets went over
Right.
at first.
Right.
And you're right; they're hardcore people.
That's what a lot of comics say now, that they'd rather, instead of being some huge phenomenon,
They want to focus.
They're
on
like, you know
right.
what? I got 3,000 people in Cleveland, and they will all come out every
it's like
time.
The Grateful Dead. The same 50,000 people saw them in every city.
Yeah.
They just kept going and buying tickets.
Well, it's better. It's better that way.
And they're always a good crowd,
Yeah, I mean, people come up to you at shows and they're like, I listen to every episode of your podcast. You almost want to say, like, really?
I'm scared of those people.
Yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
it's creepy in a way. It's like you've listened to every episode of me just, rambling on for an hour and you know everything. And they'll say things that you forget you riffed.
I'll forget. Dude,
They're like, oh,
the
that
Stern
remember that
Show
thing
was
you
like
said?
that.
Yeah, you're like, oh, remember that thing you said? Yeah, you like to drink that? Yeah, and you're like, man, I don't want those people to know anything about my family. I don't want those people to know that I have kids and stuff.
I think you've truly, I've said this before on the show, I think you've truly made it as a comic when you have complete contempt for your fans. Like complete hatred.
Really?
Like when somebody comes up and says, I love you, and they go, I hate you for liking me. I hate you for liking me.
I have a guy.
You're a scumbag.
I have a guy that comes out and he always brings these cupcakes, and like everyone that's around me is afraid to eat his cupcakes.
You know how much lasagna I've thrown out on them? You get the gigs, they bring everything. I mean, like a woman. Honestly, you don't know what's in it. You don't know what's in it, right? I mean, I've never eaten one thing a fan has given me, and that's me. It's hard to do, Sometimes guys will take out like tasty cake cupcakes out of their back pocket. They were sitting on the whole show like flat, and like, oh, that's what I give these to you.
That's when you know you have a problem, when you're eating them anyway, right? I gotta eat those.
Yeah.
I feel like people have such a weird way to show their appreciation. Like, I like the people that are like, hey, man, great job, love your stuff, and leave.
Right.
But the people that, like, I remember one time I was in South Carolina, and this guy, after a show, he tried to put his hand out, and he had a 20 in a square.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I get paid, man.
Right.
I get paid. Don't, and he was like, no, just take it. I want you to take it. And he was insisting. And I'm like, I can't take a 20 from an audience member. And somebody told me, they go, no, what he did was he put drugs. There were drugs.
There's
And
coke in there.
he goes, this is, that's what they do here. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just here to do a set, man. Like, I'm just here to work.
I don't want to die.
Now that I used to take. Yeah, and I took a lot of. I went through that time frame where I was taking pills on stage in the front row. What do you got?
They'd hand you
that's,
pills.
That's
up there.
dangerous. Yeah.
Handful.
Don't
much.
football players? Don't you get some weird people hanging out in the locker room?
Oh, I'm sure.
The trainers. Yeah.
The trainer?
When you're out when you go to get,
They're weird. That's horrible.
No, I'm
when you
just
go to
kidding.
get in your car, like they're there.
No.
The guy was
When
allowed to touch your crotch?
No, when we would get on planes, you'd go to a trainer and be like, hey, can you help me out?
Oh, you mean for drugs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd give you some pills or whatever. Never fans. We never. No, I don't think. I think they knew we got tested, so if they really liked you, they didn't want you to fail the drugs of abuse test.
Plus, that's a
or
lot of
anything.
effort for a fan to be like, yeah, I made a sign with markers and I got a baggie for him. if he needs
What you're doing is extraordinary. Like a guy giving you drugs and a 20. You know, it's usually
Yeah,
like
It's
a
a
five.
double
A
tip.
5 is the most.
Yeah.
I love it. They find you at the end of the night and say, "Can I get that 20 back?" You know. Did you take what was in it?
I know. Paul and I were just talking about this actually on the last podcast we did, but we had both seen the movie Flight like around the same time.
Right. What a nutty.
And I can't decide if I like it or not. Like Paul really hates it.
No,
Thinks
no.
it's stupid.
I didn't hate it. It just it didn't do.
The John Goodman character, like guys like that are rare. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've had dealers. Like dealers are usually just very bad. Like they're not that efficient. They don't show up.
Yeah, he was showing up like a Secret Service guy, and it's like it's fat John Goodman. He's not going to be that, like you said, he's not going to be that efficient. But I didn't know the movie was going to. I didn't hate it. I just I thought that the coming attraction misled me.
Denzel Washington makes a bad script better. He's always
Yeah.
Oh, he was amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm curious because you're a guy that's beaten drugs, and I have a friend who's a recovered addict, and he said that he thought it was very believable, and we didn't. The scene where he has 3 more hours, and he just has to go be on trial and just stay clean, and he won't go to prison, right?
Yeah.
And then he can't. He
hears the door.
He hears the door.
He
He
hears
has
the
to-
door in the other room. Yeah.
I'm like, is any addict literally like 3 hours? Like if he has to go on trial and he's gonna be like, no, I need to drink.
I think what they were trying to pull off with that movie, I think maybe, is that his conscience got to him. It wasn't about his addiction. It was about like, I'm gonna come clean. I think.
No, I got that part.
No,
at the end.
I think even at that point,
You think that's why he did it?
he started to think that way.
Like let's just go down the.
I think so. Yeah.
And who
I
does?
think I don't know. You got to talk to the right director.
And I also didn't know that like you could do coke to get back to square one. I'm like I didn't know that was he does coke to get sober.
Well, what happens is like, the opiates and everything, they take you out of the game, and you got to isolate yourself because you don't look normal.
Mm-hmm.
And cocaine can get you to where you get out of the house and you can
Right.
get dressed.
What a great drug. And you got it with a 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually the stuff you get with a 20 at a gig has been cut to the point where it's just baby powder you're snorting. But cocaine will get you out of the house, get you up, you shower, you're doing things.
That's unbelievable.
And if you could not like look crazy coked up, you're all right.
Right.
But the opiates, you can't hide that. And you don't want to leave the house. You can't.
Right.
Oh, man. I just had chicken parm.
Did he just burst right
I
into
just
the
had
mic?
chicken parm from across the street. Man. I got a pizzeria. I tell you, it's a bad thing to talk about a neighbor. I got that pizzeria across the street from me.
Yeah.
They can have a pizza in my kitchen in 11 minutes.
Do you remember when you almost got blackballed and they weren't going to bring you pizza anymore because you would fall asleep? You would fall asleep after you would order it. And you got nervous, right? You went over there and begged to not be on the blacklist.
Those were the bad days. Those were the bad days where you order and you black out. There's a pizza in your apartment, and you realize like did the guy come in? He could have robbed me. I don't know. Like,
Oh, you would leave the door open?
no, in a blackout, I opened the door and paid for it.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought you actually didn't answer the door and they got annoyed with making you pies.
In my worst days of heroin, those because I would tip them so good. Those guys who delivered me pizza, they did everything for me. They got my laundry. They got M&Ms. I paid them to do
your
everything.
laundry?
I would say I need a pizza. Get me some peanut M&Ms. Pick up my dry cleaning and get the newspapers. And I would bring everything over.
What?
And I give them like a 50. You give those guys a 50, forget it. There's nothing they won't do.
Oh my
They'd help
God.
you move a body. Absolutely.
It's kind of like when you're a dad. Like Paul and I both have 2 kids around the same age. Like if you give your kid 4 Oreos, it's like they will literally clean the whole
yeah.
first floor of the house.
I know. It's all about bribery. I love these idiots who go, my dog loves me. Yeah, because you're the one who feeds it. Give me 2 days with a steak, and the dog will love me too.
Yeah. Oh, I go to the ice cream with the
Yeah.
kid. As
The
soon as,
ice cream,
as soon as
too.
he's acting up, I go, no ice cream. No, Daddy, no. I'm like, yeah, all right. You want 2 scoops?
Yeah, over the years, you meet a lot of broads like that too.
My son had his 6th birthday yesterday, right? And we had this like sports party.
Wow, your son's 6.
6,
Oh my
can you
God.
believe it?
Luke is 6. Dude.
All boys. That's all he wanted to invite. And then like he's friends with this girl.
Well, he's 6. If that's true and he's
Yeah.
15,
Yeah,
Give me a
exactly.
call.
It's funny because we got on the same bus stop with this girl who he's friends with, and like I have to explain to the mom, it was just boys. I swear to God, there were no girls at this party. 30. So my kid gets like, I can't imagine. We didn't get that when we were a kid.
No.
He got 32 toys.
Oh my
in
God.
one shot.
Really?
Yeah, and then he was like whining when we're coming here to do the show. He's like, I want to watch another show. Why are you going to go to work? I'm like, listen, do you know what you got yet? You have no idea. And
They don't. That's the thing. They don't.
And someone I was amazed got him Rock'em Sock'em Robots, the original, and Battleship,
We
the
have it
original.
here?
You got it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not as good though, man.
So why not?
The head pops up too easily.
Is that with a politically correct Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
Yeah.
It's little.
Ref that pops up and stops the flight.
It's all like that. It's all like my son is real big on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because they're coming back. They're making.
Thank God.
Yeah, they're making a comeback. So that's what he's all about. That and the school is like, teacher. When I went to pick him up, they're like, listen, no talk of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles no more, because what they were doing is he was just like running around to kids and just fake fighting, but they don't want that. So it's like,
No, they don't want anything that can, anything that makes you a man.
The turtles are too violent.
They want everybody to be Ryan Seacrest.
I think Minecraft is really huge right now too. Your kids play Minecraft.
my son's 4, so.
Yeah, back off, John.
That would be pretty impressive if he did play it.
We took him to a Yankee game.
We got to take a break.
Get to that.
No, I want to hear the Yankee story because I want to make sure that goes right. That's something you can't screw up. What that cost you, about $900?
Almost.
Back after this.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.